first session that is titled Understanding Institutional Culture. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. And I request all participants to switch on your camera. That makes me easy to connect, to understand. And I think it feels like all of you are there. Otherwise, I feel isolated because I'm also sitting in a remote place. Anyway, so I think many of you attended the last session, and I think some new people are also here who joined today, right? So, we spoke a lot last time about understanding student psychology and how you understand the student. So, that part was done last time. Today, we are going to talk about more of what is a culture. And we all know that culture is everything. Just tell me the culture at your work, at home. You have a home, you have a family. All of us have a culture in our family, right? So don't you think that your life, the values, or the way you conduct yourself, the freedom that is given to you, a lot, it actually designed and decided by the culture that you belong to. Most of the time we may not understand, like Romjis has said very correctly, that it looks like simple. It really looks like, oh, my engineering subjects are tougher than understanding a culture. True, technically you are correct. Your subjects, the terminology, the science behind it, the formulas, all these things are very, very critical, and they must be tougher than a culture. But those, what are you are teaching? Uh, so how you look into your teaching? One kind of teachers, they look into teaching like a deliverable, right? I come in the class, I deliver the lecture, and my job is done in the sense that that was what expected out of me. Fair enough. There are different set of teachers who are life changers. They come in the class, they change people's life through their lectures. They want to know their students better. They want to know the understand what how they can shape their life, and the way the new generation is shaping up. I think if you do not adopt that culture of becoming a mentor or a coach to them than a teacher, I think you won't be able to hold the crowd together. I think we all have seen the kind of generation which is our generation, and other things were different. I think today's students are very, very different. Okay, I don't think they come to your class because you whatever you teach them, they cannot access it. Everything is available in the world of AI and in the world of YouTube, right? uh, Two things matters: are you teaching something which is not available anywhere else? And number two, do you motivate him to go ahead in life? I think these are the two things. If you are not adding any value, I think after some day we all become redundant. Okay, and that is the reason why understanding the students, today's students, and understanding their culture has become so obvious and so important, that we cannot not consider them. You cannot ignore it now. Okay, I think your my all of us's jobs are at stake now, and that's the reason why IIT and ITs and all, like, I go and do this everywhere. I was doing culture building only for the corporates for the last 20 years, but now I see the institutes are coming up with culture. So this is the reason, because there is a paradigm shift which has happened. Okay, move to the next slide. So we will just see what will you understand today. I think we will talk about something called institutional culture. That is, what is your vision. So every company has a vision, values. All companies, the first page of a company, if you go to any company's website, you will see there is a vision. So is the IITs, and so are the NITs, and so are the IIMs. All institutes have their own vision, values, and all that. So what is that? Your culture actually comes from those values, those norms, and those practices. Okay, and most of the time we take them so lightly, we don't even understand what are they. Okay, number two, there is a hidden curriculum. every student goes through a hidden, you see the curriculum which you have in paper, which is the syllabus, but you do not see what is hidden behind that. We will also see the psychology behind it. Then we will also reflect on the faculty behavior, that how the campus culture and students' expectation influence the whole thing. Like how can you get the cues from the behavior that okay, there is a problem. Okay, and then we will also come up with some frameworks and some models and something, and we will just see. Okay, now move on. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, so what the student, the first thing they learn when they come at the university? What they come in the university, the first thing that they learn, who will tell me? You all know. I've written down 5 things, but I think we all know about it. What is the first thing student learn at the university? Is that a syllabus? It's not the syllabus. They learn something different. They come and they immediately understand it. They're very quick. They're very fast. They understand these 5 things very, very clearly. The first thing is that they understand very clearly how power works in a university. Who is making the decision? Who is influencing the decision? And who is supposed to be listened to? They know the entire hierarchy, they know the entire power game, and they know the entire power structure in the organization. They know it. You don't tell them or don't know them, they can sense it. They are very intelligent people. Okay. They also know who is getting the opportunity. Is this a merit based? If this is a favorable, somebody favors somebody based, or is this you are favoring a particular community, somebody is close to the people? They understand that who will get the right opportunity at what place. They also know which behavior is rewarded. Is institute mein to asking questions is a problem. I cannot ask questions because the more I ask questions, people will think I am dumb. Okay, they come with this kind of the moment they enter, within 2 to 3 months, they know how they should behave. Okay, they also know how the faculty care. Do the faculty know them by the roll number? Do the faculty know them by the project given to them? Or do the faculty know them by the name, from where they are coming, which family they belong to, what is their aspiration, what is their life purpose, which stream they want to? They know that. They also know if experimentation is safe or not. Am I allowed to fail? If I'm not allowed to fail, then I don't want to do any experiment. Okay. So if you actually think your students are only about the subject that you are teaching, I don't think you understand them well. Any addition here? Anybody would like to add what I said? Anything else that you have observed other than these 5 things that I have mentioned? Any sharing? No? Do we all agree to this? We don't agree, we don't disagree. What? There is a chat box. I think all of you can also write in the chat so that I know if you are understanding it or not. Is that possible? Or I can just give the lecture for 2 hours and I will not ask you any questions. If you don't want to participate, just let me know. I will not ask you questions. Move to the next slide. Okay, so now let's see what is a culture of an institute. Okay, a culture of an institute is basically the shared value beliefs, behavior, norm, and practices which decides the everyday, day-to-day life of an institute. This is exactly the way your family work. Your father, mother, grandparents, they have decided on some values and belief system and norms and practices, right? Institute is also no different. Only thing is that we must have that documented on a piece of a paper where we say that, okay, this is my culture. Okay. So, how do people treat each other on a daily basis? What behaviors are actively encouraged here? What behaviors are subtly discouraged here? What gets recognized, awarded, and celebrated? Whose voice carries weight in this institute? Culture answers all this question. Okay. So, again, I'm asking for a discussion here, and participants who are in the on the chat can also, because you are not sitting together in the conference room, all participants can discuss. You can go for a group discussion, but people who are online, you can just message me on the chat board. How would student at NIUT Manipur describe the culture of their department if you ask honestly and honestly? Don't go by what is written on your culture. Your culture is something which is on a paper, but the students can completely have a different perception about NIT Manipur. Okay. So, can someone give me a prompt? It can be good and bad both. And we are here to do a diagnosis. We are also here to understand if something is not working out, can we change it? Okay. So, we can be honest with each other. You can just tell me that uh, in IT Manipur, what do you think is the culture that student think is the culture of the organization? Because here we are looking for everything from the student's perspective, not your perspective. Okay, what they think. So can I get some answers on the chat board or from the room where you can actually tell me that, okay, this is what is the perceived culture. Student think we are this. You know what your student think, huh? All of us know about it. I know. I go and take classes in an IT. I know what they think, but I don't want to tell you. Because if I tell you, you will not understand it. I exactly know. I had a long chat with your students. And I exactly know how they think, how is an IT. If you don't know how your student think your culture, it's sad because you don't even try to understand the culture, or you don't even try to understand the students well. You have not done any work then.
Madam, I was just wanted to say that actually, um, regarding this, how students feel about the institutional culture, the
Yeah.
perception we have, I think, I'm not, we are not very sure how far, because students are mostly, we see them in some groups, some of them in solo, single mode, some of them are, I mean, they won't mix up with anyone.
Huh.
Few of them mix up, they will participate in all activities.
Hmm.
So that way, we can make out something what, especially those whom we are teaching. Suppose I belong to the Department of Civil Engineering, I know a few about the students who have that, how or what he or she feels about the institutional culture. There is, say, for example, they feel that NIT Manipur is having resources, but we are having that constraints with infrastructure. So
Yeah.
we try to adapt there. Then they feel that some of the faculty are helping them, supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
Faculty are just say for the it is just a classroom, that sort of feeling. Then they, some of them also are very supportive. They will lend their hands whenever we have some, say, supposing there is example Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat program like there. I need nominations to be sent to the governor's program. So like that, when they come out voluntarily and help us. but some of them they just lay low, so like that. So most of them they think that they are bound that they will have to clear their degrees, especially degrees which they are being pursuing, and their ultimate goal is to, no matter here and there, they want to get a good job. That is what I think that is what we can see from them. So as culturally wise, now recently we could be able to organize some other co-curricular activities, but I'm not seeing full participation for
Mm.
all of the students. So some of
Mm.
them are very good. I will no doubt they are persuasive. Which things which I do not. I thought that they have not got some permission or grant from the or say for internship from some institute, but they have pursued on their own. Then they could manage and they inform me. So exactly, I'm not able to define this how they perceive about the institutional culture, but so far that is the idea which I'm just sharing with all my faculty colleagues and with Madam Ruby.
So,
Okay.
sir, I request you something. If you can prepare a one-pager document on it, okay? Because today and throughout this entire workshop, we are trying to change something, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Ma'am,
sometimes,
I just
sorry,
forgot one thing. Then it maybe it's not fully related to this particular institutional culture, but
no,
recently.
no. What I'm saying is,
Mm,
we once we do, I'll give you some framework. Last time also, I've given some tools, right?
mm,
Today also in the both the classes, I'll give you some framework or some tools to practice. Okay. And if we know what where we stand today, and after practicing the tool, if we have moved the needle.
mm,
Okay. So all of you can just prepare a page where you just said, okay, today this is how students look into our culture. Okay.
mm,
And you also have a culture copy of your organization, right? That okay, this is how NIT Manipur is. You will see a clear difference. There's a gap. Okay. This is what we think we are. This is how we are perceived as a culture.
mm.
And after using the tool, say for next 3 months, do we close that gap? If we don't do this, then taking these sessions is just a session. Okay. So if all of you are interested, we can actually do an evaluation after 3 months using the tools. So for that, today we need to document where we are. Makes sense?
Ma'am, here I would like to add.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you are straight to the point. That you're thanks for your that you are coming to the point that one I would just like to share is that it is not directly related to this institutional culture, but we have this students feedback form which they
Mhm.
are supposed to submit after the during the by the end of the semester. How the means overall how is the institutional infrastructure, faculty regarding faculty, then hostel rooms. So those sort of feedback is taken. Now,
Mhm.
ma'am, as you said rightly, if you kindly remember that in the first session that the first the this particular program has been designed in such a way that from July onwards, when the students come, then every quarter, they're like every 3 months, every quarter, we have to give a students analytics framework report to the submit to the ministry. So that is what, ma'am, you said rightly that uh, if you design something on that regard, then it will be very helpful for us so that I can, all the heads of departments and myself, we can distribute it to the students so that they can fill up that. It may be a Google form, which may be, I think, most convenient to all of us. Then we can share that particular form, and then to avoid maybe they want to write something, so whether their name should be there or their identity should be there, not disclosed. No, not really, because they may want to write something very free and frank. So,
Mhm.
like in that regard, if you can help us in designing some Google form regarding this institutional culture, that will be very helpful for, especially for me to. Uh, there is a Excel form, Excel sheet which I can share with the entire community here. That we have to fill up that form every quarter, every 3 months, and then we have to submit it to the ministry regarding all these activities what we are doing. All this they have given some certain points. So this, I think, this culture also and this positive campus also is one of the key points in this particular what. So they have told that the name is itself is Students Analytics Framework. So that framework say they say that you can either you can use a analytics framework from using a simple Microsoft Excel or Google Excel, Google Sheet, or maybe you can also uh, use AI tools to implement those particular, to collect those database. That is what we have been advised. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Okay, we'll do that. But what is needed today is to have the as is so that we can reach the to be. Okay. Okay. Move on, please. Next slide. So, why culture matters. So these are basically okay. Okay, this is not. It is NIT. Okay, so any management graduate will know Peter Drucker. I think all of you must be knowing Peter Drucker, right? He is the guru, the father of management. Okay, all of us who are MBAs, we he is the god of MBA. Okay, he says something very interesting. He says culture eats strategy for breakfast. What does it mean? Your culture will eat your strategy like a breakfast. Who will elaborate on this? What does this mean? What does this mean? Come on, give it a try. One of you can give it a try. What does this mean? Culture eats strategy for breakfast. What is your strategy? You are designing the curriculum, your infrastructure, your examination, your student evaluation, your CVDE program, your incubation cell. You want to improve the rank in the NIT, right? These are all your strategy to build the brand of NIT, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So all this thing will eat up by culture like a breakfast, like you eat breakfast every day. If you have, that means your culture is not good enough. How much good is your strategy doesn't matter. Culture will take over strategy from you. So this is the reason why culture is very, very important. Now, what are the 6 indicators to know how is the culture of the organization? First is the student behavior. Second is the faculty behavior. Third is the motivation, that is a trust. Is there a trust or recognition where people are motivating each other? Okay. Number 4 is, are you innovative enough? Are you thinking? Is there a creative thinking? Because creative thinking needs a lot of psychological safety. If a culture is punishing somebody to think creatively, then the people will not become innovative. So is your culture promoting to become innovative? Yes or no? That decides whether your culture is right or wrong. Are people working in group? Do they have collaboration? Do the faculties have collaboration? Is the faculty or the students working in the group? Okay. Is this kind of a culture workshop happening? These things are matter to the culture. Also, the student well-being. Most of the times we have a mental health cell and we have doctors available, and we just think that we are doing great to the students because we are taking care of the mental health. Trust me, it is more than that. If your students are not feeling the sense of belongingness, that they do not belong to NIT Manipur, they're feeling homesick, they cannot handle this and they want to go back, they're feeling depressed, that itself is a threat to the students' well-being. So going forward, Romji sir, what you said, these are the 6 things you can create a feedback form. I will help you. But these 6 things should be your compass. Okay? That the questions you can actually frame under student behavior, faculty behavior, motivation, innovation, collaboration, student well-being. In the coming slide, we will read more and we will understand more each and every factor. Is it clear so far to everyone? Okay, then we can go to the next slide. Okay. Students learn from everything. What I mentioned to you is, usually what we see is a formal curriculum. We have labs, we have projects, we have assignments, we have document, we have assessment sheets. We have everything which is visible. We, when they enter the college, we give them a, a written curriculum as a milestone to them. Okay. And you try to evaluate the culture and the student based on a formal curriculum, very formal. But there is something informal which is hidden behind it, and student really, really understand that. The informal curriculum which is hidden is the peer interaction. How is the faculty behaving? What are the leadership practices? What are the campus norms? And students very quickly understand that, they pick it up and they create a perception about that curriculum. Okay, this is hidden. You do not really see it. You only see the document, but there's a lot of things going behind the back of the document. And those things actually make, they perceive things which are about who has the power, who has the worth, am I safe, do I belong to this place. This is something which goes inside their body, their mind, their soul, and then they start behaving in a very different way. You may or may not understand, but there are certain indicators through that you will know that the student is not observing the culture, or the culture is not correct for her, for him or her. Okay, go next. Next slide. The gap between what we say and what student experience. See, I'm very happy we are doing this. Usually this kind of a sessions are always done in a corporate. I have never seen institutes doing it so frequently, and not only NIT, all. I think now Government of India has also taken a very big step in bridging this gap, and this is why we are all here and we are spending our time over here, right? Because we were never bothered about this. We used, हम class में जाते हैं, we go to the class, we teach them, we tell them something, and then assessment हो जाएगा, certificate मिल जाएगा, you have to go. That's it. But we have never gone to this depth. This was always a corporate thing. But you tell me why we are doing it now. Abhi, why are we doing it now? Why we have done it before? Because the generation which are coming and which are sitting with us today, if you do not this kind of a thing, do not change your culture, you won't be able to handle them in the future. We all have seen the Gen Z and then coming the Gen Alpha. These people who will come to you, they don't need you. Have you noticed from their attitude that they really do not care? So if they perceive the culture of the organization in a very different way, they will not even come in the class. They will only come in the class, sit for attendance, and we will not like that, right? We are all there to contribute. So there is always a gap between what you see and what you don't see. For example, when a faculty says that we encourage innovation, creativity, and independent thinking, this is a space where you can take intellectual risk. Students, sometimes you said this, but the way things are delivered or their experience teach them that if there are norms, I have to follow the norms. If I give some unconventional answer, I will be marked down, my questions will be questioned, and I will be perceived as a dumb student. So if I have a difference of opinion than my faculty who is teaching in the class, am I allowed to share that? If I share it, what if people laugh on me? What if the faculty itself will tell me that, oh, your question is very silly, stupid. But at the same time, you have a culture which says that, okay, we encourage innovation, creativity, independent thinking. On one side, you say this, but even once you have said something in the class that, oh, this is nothing, I don't think you are thinking in the right line, the student will never open up. Because then what he will understand, that risk taking is unsafe. Innovation is just a slogan, not a practice. Okay. I do not trust this faculty. Because I came up with a Maybe it's a stupid idea, but how you handle that stupid idea in that particular class will either demotivate him or motivate him. And that person will never open up after that. Is this happened with anybody in the room? Like anybody can give me an example where you really realized that, you know what, sometimes no, we also don't understand. Sometimes we are also in a flow. Okay. And you, all of you are not communication leader also. You are not been trained or taught how to deal with this situation. Is there any times you have seen that somebody who was very innovative suddenly shut down because he just felt that his innovation is not encouraged by anybody? Some students, they were very innovative. Suddenly they just shut down because they felt very discouraged. They felt no point talking in the class because I am a I'm a different kid. I talk differently. I have different ideas. I have weird ideas. But I was judged by saying when I said this in the class. Everybody judged me, laughed on me. Any incident like that happened? It happened with me many times, okay? And I also learned from my own mistakes. So you can share with me if you have any live example here. Any example here? Okay, if you cannot share any example with me, then let me tell you, my diagnosis is that you are not observing your students then well. In your entire career, if not a single time this thing happened that a student got disengaged in the class because he shared a very weird idea, then you are anyways not observing your students. You don't even care for your students, maybe in that case. Or you have never thought of it. That itself is a red flag. That means you don't know your students well. आप जानते ही नहीं हो अपने students को. Going forward, can we please be a little observant about it? And in the class, we can actually do a little awareness that if somebody is shutting themselves in the class, and I'm sure all of you have many students who are doing this. हो ही नहीं सकता है कि student, you do not know any student who has done this, or if you don't know, then I'm sorry, but you don't even look, you don't have even have a empathy for your students. तुम देख ही नहीं रहे हो फिर what is happening around you. Okay, move next slide. So the hidden message that the students receive from the faculty, you know, these are the 5 things that usually they judge you very fast, the faculties. One is the respect. Do you treat all students with dignity, regardless of their rank holder, the best students, or from where they are coming from, which state they belong to? Okay, I am a Punjabi. I've always favored people who are coming from the North India. I'm a Bengali. I always favor people who are coming from Calcutta. I am a local Manipuri, so I would always prefer the local people of Manipur. Are you doing that? They try to know it. They have the perception about their faculty on this. Okay, the background that they are coming from. Then notice this. Number 2 is the bias. Are you biased to somebody for whatever reason? Okay, is there a favoritism? They gauge you on that. Number 3, they also like to see if you are inclusive, in the sense, are you, when you are doing a class activity, when you are teaching something or giving up a project work, or you are allowing people to participate in a course, where are you including everyone, or you just have one particular group and you are only interacting with them and other people are completely left out? This is inclusion. Okay, they also understand the hierarchy. A hierarchy is basically, are the communications in a hierarchy way, like you tell them to some student, those students come and tell them to others, the other students come. So the last person who received the communication from you feel like the faculty is very very hierarchy. Oh, sir तो बस ये 5 लोगों को ही बोल के चल जाएंगे. Sir will only tell this, the class monitor, or this. Sir is never, oh, I am the lowest denominator in the class. I don't even get the information well. Okay. And they also judge you on your trust. Can I open up to sir? If I break down today, okay, I got a bad score. Can I go to him and ask, sir, what can I improve to improve this score? What can I do? Can I trust him with that? Okay. So I'm sure all of you must have seen this 5 behavior in your classes when you take classes. Any sharing here that you have what I've taught? This is the 9th slide. Any sharing from this class, from the faculty here today, where you can give me some live example of this? Any sharing? I'm very surprised there is no sharing today. Are we not present in the class, or we do not have this sharing? You can share. We are all here to learn from each other. If you do not give me examples, share with me, I won't be able to solve the problems.
Ma'am, here
Hmm.
sometimes we feel that, say, as we faculty, we in the case of academic part only, we do not, all the faculty, we do not say in a department, we do not teach in the same way. Say,
Hmm.
some faculty may teach more of jovial way, some teach very seriously. Then
Hmm.
some of us are strict in marking. Some will set difficult questions, some will set
Yeah.
moderate questions. So now students, what we I normally understand, honestly, from my side, is that students' perception is that they want something which is not very difficult questions. Then they want to have not a very tough sort of academic life here. Some moderate sort of the exam question paper marking scheme. They should get at least above 7 or maintain 8 CGPA. So now, when they are not able to uh, uh, maintain that, or when they feel that the faculty is not making them achieve those things, then they may have a certain negative impressions about the faculty, like us. So, for example, so some faculty that those who are having, like, say, neutral, they may have respect, as well as they may have some sort of leniency. There's no bias there, but that part, second point, bias, is where I would like to stack upon that. Myself, for example, let's say in my subject, about at least last semester 7 people failed. So in those 7 people, they have not failed in most of the subjects, in other subjects. So like that. So now I have a fear now that these students may take me in a negative sort of bias. They
Hmm.
will, recently also just one student called up. She was complaining that, "Sir, why you failed me?" So like that. So this so in this way, how do we act, and how do we make sure that the students are not having, develop negative attitude or negative bias towards us? Because we are trying to only build them up, so that since I told them that we are not a very, not a state government college, or a not some college, private college, we are a institute of national importance. So we are to be at par with other NITs and IITs. So we have certain standards to maintain in the academic curriculum. We cannot set simple question papers, or simple, we cannot skip so much of syllabus that you have to learn little less than what you require, and that you can get easy marks, say, get about 8 or 7 CGPA easily. You have to earn it, you have to struggle and earn it, you have to read throughout, you have to sweat, you have to burn the midnight oil. That is what I advise. Now, whether they take it, some of them take it in a positive way, but I think most of them may feel that it is not that I'm not, or there's some faculty who are like this, are not supporting them in their particular, say, whatever they want, in their academics, whatever status they want to achieve. So is that true? How do you, how do you let us do this, deal with this type of situation?
So see, what you mentioned here, I have 2 points. So first of all, in the sessions S3 class, which is a conflict management class, right? So we will do some practice and some exercises in that class. Okay, so you will know how to handle this. However, when I said what I said, and you said, because that is your perception, okay. But trust me on this, I have been doing these sessions in the corporate as well as now in the universities for the last 20 years. And my experience is that a perception about a faculty or a manager or a CEO or whoever, you do not build that perception in one day. This is why we need to know that maybe we are not aware of what are we saying and how the students are perceiving it. So if they think that you are a biased faculty, that has not happened because of one day's activity. It has built over a period of time. They have created a persona about you that okay, sir to aise hai. And I'm not saying that you are doing it purposely and you have an intent of doing it. I don't think any one of us have the intent. We are not bad people. Okay. But sometimes we are so engrossed in our curriculum, in our syllabus, in our labs, in our project, that we just have to meet a deliverable. We have to make NIT the best. We have to help them with the score. We have to help them in passing the exam. These are all the output, right? Sometimes we become so aggressive about our targets and about our milestones. We fail to see what is going behind the scene. And that is happening over a period of time. You may or may not accept, and don't share with me if you are not feeling comfortable, which is okay. Do a little self reflection, and all of us know where we have gone wrong. If you don't know, then nobody knows. Take this back home, sit with yourself, and ask yourself that how are you conducting the classes? How are you communicating with your students? How are you observing the students' behavior, the patterns? Any incident that happened or consecutive incident that has happened where you have displayed certain characters of yours, maybe unknowingly, unintentionally, but that thing happened where the student perceived you as a different person who you don't think you are. Okay. So sir, when you say respect and bias, all of them have a respect and bias. Do not that they don't think that they all give, they respect all the faculties here. I'm not talking about respect as, yes, sir, good morning, sir, how are you, sir, and whatever you tell me, I'll do it, sir. That is respect at a very surface level. He can show all the respect to you as a faculty that, yes, I will come to the class, I will listen to you, and I will say good morning, I will say yes, sir, and I will whatever is needed. You think that is respect for you, which is also respect. I am not denying that. But even doing all this, the student can also go through all that I mentioned, that oh, but तो सर तो थोड़ा तो फेवरिज्म करते हैं, देखो फेल करवा दिया, उनके फेवरेट स्टूडेंट्स हैं. This happens behind the scene. Then that has happened because some incident must have happened with them where they have perceived the faculty in a very different way. And I'm again saying you may not be aware of that also. Okay. For example, if you are a very strict teacher, you come in the class, you deliver the lecture, and you are a perfectionist. You always so perfect about and you give example about how good you were in the class during when you were a student, and how good marks that you have got, and how your projects got the best rating, and how perfect you were in your life. A student love that. But at the same time, he might be thinking behind the back that, oh, then can I make mistakes in front of such a perfect person? My sir is so perfect. He is so good. He's an achiever. What if I fail in front of him? What if I cannot open up in front of him? What if I mistake in front of him? Will he accept me as a student? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Is it clear to all, or I need to elaborate more? All that I'm trying to say, what appears in the surface may not be the truth. Okay? And when we know the tools and this through this class, and maybe next time onwards, we can be more cognizant about it. We can become more aware about what are the underlying perception behind our behavior, or behind the communication, or behind what we talk, how we behave, how we are conducting ourselves. And every faculty is watched by every student every minute. Any questions? Any questions?
Actually, I'm not a faculty. I'm a non-teaching staff, but I'm also CTO of NCC for our institute. So what I observe from my cadets is that they want an easy way out. Actually, most of the students, they want an easy way out of any situation. They prefer like, ma'am, do this for us in an easy way, like without hard working. They want the reward stuff. So what can we do about the situation?
So see, this generation is about that only, ma'am. It is that is why you are sitting here and doing this class, because if it is all about hard working and the way we worked, the students have changed these days. And it is not only in your institute, everywhere across people, and I think the environment is also like that, right? During our time, there was no chat GPT, there was no other emotional artificial intelligence tools which are available. Things were not so easy for us. So they are born in the era of comfort and convenience. So you can do two things. One is that you can give up on them, or you can learn certain things and you can try to help them. Because if that is what they want, somewhere you have to come in the middle way. I'm not saying tell them don't do the hard work. Hard work will always be there. But I think the way they want, if you do not mold ourselves in that way, then we are in danger. Right? And that is where I think your communication plays a very, very important role. That the same thing, how are you communicating to them? So, ma'am, my question to you, when they come and tell this to you, what do you tell them? What is your answer to them?
Actually, I told them that in NCC is a very strict, you know, it is very strict in NCC, and we cannot allow such behavior. If you want to achieve it, you need to work hard. That's what I said. There's no easy way out of anything. If you want to take the fruit of your labor, it will be through your hard work. If you cannot do that, then actually, I don't know what to say to them
Ma'am,
also.
I would like to add for her what she's trying to say. Actually, she's taking care of she's the caretaking officer for the NCC cell here. NCC gives now and then lot of now it is very active. Lot of they will go for they'll call us, they'll ask us to nominate students for various activities. Those who are already cadets, they have been nominated. So in the Infal itself, or they are beyond Infal, there is sometimes in Guwahati, Jorhat, here and there. Now, ma'am, in the process, uh, some students are really hardworking and good, but some are they just want the certificate. That is what she's trying to say. So they just want the B certificate, C certificates for that. Now their job is assured. They want to be in the army or they want to be a 4G. They want to be in the Air Force. There's some told me. Now, madam, in this context, now she's trying to maintain that discipline or maintain that sort of curriculum so that they are really NCC cadets, not just for the sake that we nominate them. They go for some programs there. They come back and they do nothing here. They won't come because she organizes every Sunday some drills here and there. A lot of activities are especially on Saturdays or Sundays. So they will not come in that. So half of them will come, half of them will not come. So
Yes.
how to control that? She's asking. Now, I will have to add here that, ma'am, some of them, those who are having disciplinary action against them, I have banned them. So I have removed them from the system. Few of them are there. So now they come to me. They say, "Sir, you are spoiling my career. I want to be a Fauji, but you have not allowed me to join the NCC." I said that unless until your disciplinary actions are clear, okay, I cannot allow you because you have gone against the institutional norms. You have again you have broken certain rules from the institute. That is why you are under disciplinary proceeding. Unless the proceedings are clear, you cannot join NCC. I told them. So this is sporting issues are there. Now the students may have say they may feel that this madam, this ma'am, CTO is very rude. I'm very rude. So first of all, I don't have a very good rapport. Means some of the students really appreciate me, and most of the students think that I am not supporting them because I'm trying to enforce some certain institutional norm. That's what I feel that this should be like this. Otherwise, if we allow a very leniency sort of thing, then they will just come to the table. They will just come here, there. They will just sign off. Then they will not come and attend their drills. They just want to go outside, nominated, go for a sightseeing tour, come back. So that sort of a thing. That is what Madam is trying to say. That how to make sure that they are also happy, they support, and then the sort of decorum is maintained for a real NCC cell here. If you can help out.
So, no, I will not help her because what I will teach her, she will help herself, ma'am. Okay. So, because I'm nobody, I'm an outsider. I can only give you some tools and how you can tweak your communication and how you can do some strategy. If you apply them, you will see a change. Okay. So, sir, regarding the discipline and how they should not violate the rules of the game, you have to maintain that. You cannot compromise on that because you cannot lower your standard. Okay, things should not be that easy also for them. And what you have done the right thing. But have we ever done a counseling to these people that why coming in the class is so necessary for them?
Ma'am, in that regard, counseling we have not really done. Ma'am, we agree. So we have our medical officer also who has recently joined. It's almost now more than a year. So now once he has joined,
There is a storytelling here.
now, ma'am, see that's what we don't have a student counseling cell here so far.
Exactly.
And that is
So
what.
I think what will work for you, ma'am, is a storytelling here. That if you have a dream of to become a Fauji and you don't even attend the NCC sessions, then what is the story then? How is your movie progressing in life? Can your movie progress in life? But sometimes they need to know what is the logic behind this.
Yes, ma'am. I've already told the cadets also that just because you want certificate or BNC certificate, that will not be enough. When you
No, that is not a storytelling, ma'am. No, that is not a storytelling. That is you are telling the consequences of what is it. A storytelling is why they should attend this. If they don't attend this, how are they going to fail in life? They can never become an army if they don't even know how to do an NCC, if they do not take this seriously, because army is all about your physical strength, your discipline, your sincerity, right? So I think try a counseling and a storytelling. I think that will work. And if they still do not understand, then let me tell you, they are not serious about what they are talking.
No,
Then
today's and student, they are smarter enough. I think they know better story than us. So
No, I don't really agree to that.
do you think any story helped them?
I have done an amazing storytelling and it always helped them. See, the problem is, let me tell you what is the problem we are facing today. We are so rigid and we have formed opinion about ourselves in the room. We just think that we know everything. Okay. Today also, in this class also, sitting here also, We think students are the problem. Have we ever gone inside, done a self-reflection? How many of you just leave the student aside? छोड़ दो उनको. How many of you wanted to work on yourself? If the student do not come to the college, you also don't have a job. I also don't have a job. How many of you do not want to look into what they are doing wrong and what we are doing wrong? What is the self reflection? Can we do a self reflection today in this class and going forward to see that if I am going somewhere wrong, can I change the way I am teaching? They are very smart, that is fine. Let them be smart. But am I doing something wrong? How many of you are open for that? If you're not open for that, then this kind of a sessions make no sense. It is just a lecture. I can give the lecture and go.
No, some group of students, even the scholars, we see here, or it's not only here, is everywhere. So even so, the sentence you told, that whether we are the self-reflection, whether when they don't do, we do or not. So this, for your kind information, actually the many faculty who are actually, whether the student appear in the class or weekends for to do some voluntary activity, faculties are there. But yeah, some group of scholar students are always there, but some groups are obviously not. Still, they are not motivated by seeing the long-term activity by faculty and other scholars. So, how to actually motivate those kind of students who are, by seeing for long term, not getting motivated? Then,
So that,
then
that is exactly what we are here today.
yeah,
Okay. People who are not getting motivated, that means somewhere you are not doing the right thing to motivate them.
right.
So all that I'm asking you, that can we forget their fault that they are not coming, whatever? Can we just see that, can we change something in us, in our culture, or the way we are motivating them? Go a little inward and see that if we can do something better than what we are doing today. This is my question.
No, is fine. So we are so no, see, from, as I mentioned, that from long term people are observing and we are trying to motivate them, and since they is not one day 2 days job, okay, people are seeing the others, their peers success, and they have seen all these things, but still they are not getting motivated. It's not that the faculty is doing wrong,
So this is the problem.
or or
I think I'm
or
okay.
faculty doesn't have the mechanism to
Yeah, maybe.
motivate. No,
Maybe.
is there mechanism is there. I'm telling my example now, personally. I don't know about others. We are doing the best level to motivate each and every students, but still some group of students is maybe less, maybe 5 to 10%, but still they are not getting motivated. So my perspective is, who actually do not want to do anything, we cannot motivate them in any ways, because
So if
because
that
they
is only 5% of your
not,
of your population, you will always find this 2 to 5% everywhere who you cannot do anything with.
this is what I'm telling, that it's not always that faculty doesn't have mechanism or the teachers doesn't
Okay,
have
okay, okay, okay. I got it.
yeah.
So I'm saying that if 80% of your students are feeling the same way, then you need to change something in you. Okay? That means something is going wrong. If 95% of the students are motivated and 5% of the students are not, then sometimes you just have to leave it to them. Okay? That means there is no problem in your teaching or your motivation style. Some people are not anyways motivated. They have given up hope in their life. So, like I give you an example of the delivery boys of Swiggy, Zomato, and all that, right? 95% of the people come, deliver, they are good, truthful, they update, they are not fake people. That there is this 5% of the delivery boys, they will eat your food, they will leave, they will do chori, they will do stealing, they will run away with your food. Can you do anything about it? So, understanding your problem, if 95% people are under your motivation, you are doing great, sir. Okay, you can still improve, looking into inward, what can you, because there is a scope of improvement, right? But if 5% are your problem, you can try a little bit here and there, but I don't think you should waste a lot of your time after them. I will never do that. In my corporate career, I have never wasted my time on the people who are on the bottom 5. So that's a waste of my time. If 95% people are working with me, I'm fine with it. Is it clear, sir?
It's clear. So
Okay. Thank you, sir.
even you see, this is a this is an institute from the remote area.
Hmm.
To first of all, to get the upper quality student is very difficult.
I know. Hmm.
The student who doesn't know ABCD of the subject, to make them motivate, to make them the higher level,
Huh.
when to send, even I have some students around almost in 11 years, 30
Hmm.
to 35 around students. I
Okay.
promise you, they do not know even ABCD of the chemistry when they joined in the beginning.
Acha.
Those students we motivated, they have done their studies, and they have been placed in world's top 10 rank institutes.
Okay.
So then, but on the other hand, some students, the same quality of students, they are not at all motivated. Even the better quality student than the backbencher, they have not done anything. So
Okay.
the motivation always doesn't come or associated to the faculty member or the teacher or the mentor. Rather, it should come from the students also. Ah, okay, thank you.
Next slide. Okay. This is a case study, which is a silent classroom. Okay. So sometimes you ask. So for example, I am asking any question or any sharing, and all of you are silent every time. So the question that I'm asking, why? So in the similar way, if you ask question in your class, any question, and the room is completely silent, and it is happening every time, have you ever realized why it is happening?
And here this factor is very common. So when we are taking classes as our regular classes for the semester, we keep telling that as before we start a class, we always tell that any one of you can interrupt me and ask whichever is not clear. I've clarified for you. Or if you feel, say, if you feel that you will be embarrassed in front of the whole class, then you can come personally to my office chamber, and then you can clarify it out. So that is what we keep telling. But in actual practice now, only one or two, say maybe it's hardly 5% of the class, they come up with some questions too and ask that, sir, how this how this step is coming. So you told like this, but this is not. We understood like this. We were taught like this previously. So questions really don't come up in the class also. So ma'am, in this so this is a very good point. Where I was trying to say. So now, how do we make them feel free that they ask questions, or how do we, in another one way, instigate that there's nothing to be embarrassing about? I think we keep telling that the whole your question may be look very simple, but it may benefit many of you. So don't. There's no holding back. You are free to ask, interrupt me anytime. So, but I have, so far in my now almost 11 years have been passed since I've been teaching here. So far there's no very less questions come up, except for one or two students. They don't ask, people don't ask any questions. That is a big problem.
Okay. So let me first tell you, before giving you the solution, uh, I don't know if I can give the solution. I can share some practices that I have done, I have been doing in my classes. But these are, the silent classroom is actually telling you something about the culture of the organization. Okay. And I don't know if it is what it is in NIT Manipur, but this is how it is everywhere. And like I mentioned, I have been teaching this for last 20 years, so I know that it is so true. Okay. If people are not opening up, that means they are not curious to know, number one. Number two, they think that if they ask something which is very obvious, it is a matter of embarrassment for them because they have faced some similar kind of experience in the future, in the past. Okay. If they make any mistake or their answer is full of confusion, they will be criticized rather than supporting. People will form a judgment about them. Okay. Or simple, they just don't feel that they are well respected or their response will be encouraged by the faculties. Either they have experienced it or they have seen it or somebody has told it. Okay, do not talk in this faculty's class because he will not give you the space to talk. Okay, this has happened in the this happens in your in my corporate classes also. Okay, there are some people in a meeting, they will never talk, they will go quiet. When I have actually done a cultural audit in my companies, I have realized that they have had some experiences in their life where when they opened up, they spoke something and they were pulled down. Then they decided, I will not ask any question. Okay. Now, Robji sir, we need to do a cultural audit. Okay. Maybe what you think and how it is, sometimes the audit no gives you a different opinion only. You will be amazed, you will be surprised to see that what you thought is completely different. Okay. So as you mentioned, we will do a cultural audit. Okay. You are looking from your perspective, but I think we are looking missing from the student's perspective. What I used to do in my class is, so you always have some people who are very close to you. We all have. Then there is nothing wrong in it. Some people who really you can trust. Some students who are there always, and there is nothing wrong in it. Okay. So to break the ties in the class, I always used to tell them, "Okay, ask me 5-6 questions in the class." Okay. And the moment they asked me question in the class, I was giving an answer, and I have given them question. Ask me this question, ask me that question. And some questions were very stupid, some questions are very embarrassing questions, some questions are very incorrect. And then I started handling it. Okay, this is how it is. And then the other people were looking, watching me for days. Oh, okay, she is not criticizing anybody. So now I feel safe to open up. I have done it deliberately, practiced it deliberately in the class. That was a strategy that I applied to break the ice in the class. That, okay, even if you ask me a very stupid question, this is how I am going to handle it. So you can ask me questions. This worked for me. I do not know if this will work for NIT Manipur. But this actually worked for me in IIMs, in IITs, in every classroom. Wherever I see there is a silence in the room for days or months, I have used this. I've given my question to 4 or 5 people and asked them to ask this. And it was like a demo to people. Other people are saying, oh, okay. So she's replying all dumb questions and she's replying it quite well. She's encouraging these questions. So now I can open up. And then people started coming up with their questions after a few classes. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we all practice this? If you are facing this problem, you can practice this and then we can have a discussion again maybe after a month.
This is a very good point because I don't know about our colleague faculty who are here, but this is a very good thing what I feel because many of they're like maybe you have already pointed out embarrassment and whether it is stupid, whether it's interference or it's not necessary, or they just stay out of the loop and just remain and just maintain writing class notes, and they will just after the class is over, they will just walk away. So this sort of whether how much, so we don't really know how much they have learned from the classroom, or whether they're learning on their own from the notes which we have supplied, or they're learning from their own books or from their own resources. So this point means we want to improve upon this point actually.
Yeah.
So
We
that,
will do some 2, 3 simulations.
Hmm.
Okay. And we will see how is the response coming from the students. We will use 2, 3 different ways. One, I have told you what to do. Okay.
and so, ma'am, one more thing is that now uh, this now some students feel that now after this AI thing has come to the picture recently,
Mhm.
now many students feel that they can get most of the answers from AI.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There is one thing they have even we have caught some students using for cheating in the examination hall with their cell phones. I don't know, they are very smart in smuggling. So in the fourth or third attempt, they have been caught. So now they have been debarred from examinations. Now we found out that without attending much of the classes or without having much of clarity, we know at least how the students are. We can assess from our class tests, from our regular assessment, that the student is mediocre, he is low level, he or she is upper level, he or she is excellent. So we know, at least we know some idea that they are brilliant or they are hardworking. So some students who are below level, they manage to score some good, very good marks in some of the subjects.
Mm.
Very surprising. So that means they were using AI during the examination hall.
Mhm. Mhm.
How to maintain also we need to see
Yeah, this is something I don't know how to crack. I'm also facing the same problem in the class.
this AI.
Uh,
They
in
feel that,
IFT, we have decided that they should leave the mobile phone outside during the.
they feel that AI will give the answer
Yeah, yeah.
because they let them just speak and then go away.
No, we have banned mobile phone during our examination in IFT.
No, for us it is totally banned. They do not take any cell phone inside the hall.
Uh,
We tell them that keep in silent mode, keep in
so
your
the
bag.
project report you were saying.
In the examination hall also, but in the classroom itself, they feel that whatever we are say giving lecture on, they feel that AI is good enough, not us. They will know more from AI, not teachers are okay. This is secondary. They take it now. Some of them may take as a secondary, say objects, not as a primary object.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around. Like
And that's the reason, sir, your delivering your lecture should be more of a storytelling. Okay, you should give more case studies in the class. You should talk more how this case studies and this subject is applicable on their day-to-day life. Because if you only talk from the theory, like I understand some subjects are completely theory.
yes,
Okay, so you cannot do much over there. But then the entire CBD program is to crack that. No.
yeah, ma'am. In this regard also, like fortunately for me or whatever, whatever subjects I teach, those are mostly analytical and it is all mathematical in nature. There's very
Yeah.
less theory. So I always tell the class that do not expect any theory questions from my side. Everything will be analytical. Everything will be case based, and
Yeah.
it is going to be. Even I used to tell them if you want an open book test like in Western countries,
Yeah.
go for it. But you will not find anything in the books unless your concepts are clear. You cannot solve the problem.
Right.
That's what I give. So they find that it is very in my subject, even if they use AI, they cannot score because they will not find anything there. Because it's totally I made in such a way that they cannot use AI or anything of the sort to
Mhm.
give an answer to my questions. So, but in some of the subjects, like my other those what we cannot help it. Some theoretical subjects are there inbound. The 50% theory, 50% are problems or numericals. So in those subjects, they score very well. In mine, they score maybe only 5% of the marks, 5 out of 50 or something like that they score because they are not able to get those answers or in the AI. So this reforms are there. So now we need to find a balance so that my idea is that we teachers should be taken as a primary object for teaching, and AI maybe they may take it as a secondary or tertiary object. That is what. But now some of them have not all. Some of them feel that AI is better than us, so they think that let them teachers speak blah blah in the class. We'll take some notes. We'll take help from AI during learning as well as some of them they even openly say that search subject is very difficult. So in other case, I'll be failing. So I have taken a chance. I've taken a risk of bringing the cell phone inside the class in the examination hall so that I pass. That they have openly told me also. So those things are happening.
No, see, this kind of a discussion is happening everywhere. I was attending a global educational conference, okay, where all the big universities came and all the vice chancellors, deans, and the best of the professors were there. And this is not your concern. This is a concern across. And that is why the teaching methodology needs to be changed. That is why the culture building is changed. If you the only way to glue the get them in your class is if they find something which they do not find outside the class, right? So if they feel motivated to join your class, like sir said that 95% people are motivated, it's a very good number. Okay, आप 5% को छोड़ दो, that will be always there. But if you are doing great in your motivation, motivation आप तभी कर पाओगे when you understand them. So I think today we are trying to understand the culture, understand the students. See, these are certain things that we can do to get them interested, to get them motivated, to bring them back to the class. Otherwise, there's a big question that what is going to be the future of the education industry? And it is not NIT. All over the world, this question that how can we change the teaching methodology so that we bring something new, which in the world of AI, the student will not get there. Okay. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. So these are some of, this is something called a iceberg, a cultural iceberg. If you see the tip of the iceberg, which is, so there is a water, like you see there's a water, and then above the water, there is this tip. So this tip is basically what is seen to us, what we can see, which is visible to us. Those are the events or some abnormality you see or some rules or some written policies and all that. But what is beneath that are certain things like the assumptions, the values, the unstructured, unspoken attitudes of the authority. Okay, and I'm not saying you as a faculty, I'm just saying maybe your administrative people have also conducted the administration of the organization in such a way that even people have perceived a perception about them. I go and teach in IIFT, and I am also an alumni of IIFT. And you will not believe what the students tell me about IIFT, because I am very close to my students. Like I as a person is a very friendly person, approachable person. My teaching style was always very collaborative, very participative. So people open up to me. The students open up to me to the extent that they tell me what is happening in IFT at a teacher's level, at the faculty level, at the dean level, at the vice chancellor level. And I was like amazed that how do you know this? How do you know this? I am not aware of it as a faculty. How you people know it? And they will say, ma'am, वो सब पता चल जाता है, ये सब पता है हमें. We don't even know they know everything. I didn't know many things that they told me about IFT. There's this politics, this, who is playing with who, everything they know. That means somewhere we as an administrator, we are the faculties, something we are doing on the surface which is getting noticed by the student. Right or wrong? Yes or no? Otherwise, how it is going to translate to them? So if you think that they are not aware of it, if you think that all this unspoken power, who has the power, who is creating the lobby, who is not approving the money, who is fighting with whom, who are the two lobbies who are fighting with each other, who like them, who don't like them, who is doing favoritism, they are aware of everything. This is something which is below the iceberg. We do not understand that, we do not see that. We have ignored to see that as well. And this is in every institute and in every corporate. Okay. So I think the time has come when we do a cultural audit, all these things will come up. We will understand what is happening. Okay. Next slide. Okay, faculty as a culture career. So see, here we are here today to learn something. Okay, and we are learning here because there are adversities. We are learning here because we have, like all of you have told me, some very, very serious problem that you are facing today. Now, my request is that let's today focus on how can we change and understand where we stand, so that at least we as change maker can bring some changes in the system, right? And then we will see on the student part, when we do the cultural audit, everything will come in front of us, that what is going wrong with the students. Right now, we don't know. Okay. So when the faculty becomes a culture career, because you are carrying the culture of the organization, not only you, I think your entire administrative staff is also carrying the culture. Okay. Your language and your tone, what kind of a communication are you doing with your students? Okay, most of the time we are not aware of all this. We are the people we are, we go to the class, we just take the attendance, we start teaching. We don't, nobody has taught me ever. But today is the time. If you do not understand now, it will create problem. There are non-verbal behavior. For example, your eye contact, your posture, your responsiveness. And this is very, very much observed by the students. I tell you something. How many of you know this lady whose name is Opera Winfrey? Opera Winfrey. The black lady who's very influential. She has her own channel. You know her, right? She's one of the most influential and powerful women in this world.
Yes, ma'am. I remember her. It was long time back. We used to see her FUPs.
Yeah.
She used to do a lot of interesting talks.
She interviews from Barack Obama to everybody. Okay. She's that powerful as a person. Go and watch her shows. Okay. You will see she will use some poses, like she will always sit like this. Her hands are always this. Most of the time, not always, but in between the talk, she will do this. How many of you in the class, sometimes you are tired and you do this? How many of you do this? You come in the class and you stand like this with your hands like this, and you stand like this. You do this? Knowingly, unknowingly, you do it. I also do it. Let me tell you, the moment you do this, you show that you have power. We are not aware of it. I'm sure you don't know about it. Okay? But these are some postures which are conceived as, okay, Opera Winfrey, she does it intentionally because she's playing a power game. It's a power show. So she does it intentionally. It's a part of her story. But we as human beings also have certain postures which automatically human psychology perceive it as power. Okay. So what I'm saying, that there are some indicators that goes to the students which are very, very non-verbal. Your posture, your eye contact, your responsiveness, the way you talk, this is all a part of you. And suddenly there's this thing that, oh, I cannot approach this faculty because she's very, very non-approachable. You may not be, but that is the perception that they have accumulated over a period of time. Okay. Then also the time and the availability. How much are you available to them? Okay. Even if you say that, so I used to have this boss in GE Capital who was a British, one of the best boss that I have worked with. Okay. And so he was the CEO of the company, and there was this. He used to never sit in a cabin. He used to come. He took a glass room on the floor. He used to sit there, and he always used to make sure that his room is open. The door was always open. He never closed the door until and unless some one-on-one discussion going on. Okay. He used to keep a baseball in his small cabin. He never had a big cabin. He was given a big cabin. He said, I don't want to sit in the big cabin. He kept a baseball, and during the break time, he used to play, like how the Britishers like the baseball and all that, right? So he used to kick that ball. He used to roam around here and there. You know why he was doing this? Can someone tell me why was he doing this? What was the logic behind it? What was the logic behind it? Why was he doing this?
Ma'am, maybe he's showing his inner child, like how he is as a person, not as a faculty, that professional role he's taking in the campus, but also as a person, that how he is himself on space. Maybe.
You are very close, ma'am. You are very close. He is showing that he's open, he's approachable, and he's fun. Like you can really, really approach him. But that man had taken one of some toughest decisions in the company. But the way his character, he carried the culture is I'm transparent, I'm open, and you can walk into my room anytime, whenever you want. There is no barrier between you and me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm saying, I don't know what is your style. I'm saying these are the indicators people have used successfully to show that they are approachable, they have all the time for you, they are available for you. Okay, let's move. Next slide. Okay. 1 second. So these are some of the students' behavior, which is sometimes you will see like I want all of you to write them down. So before we do a cultural audit, see, we also need to be a bit observant. Most of the time we can solve the problem when we observe it. And I'm sure a lot of you have not even thought of it. So now that we are having this class, next time onward in your class, observe this. That are there continuous disengagement during the classes and the seminar? Okay. Who are these people? Is there lower participation in the discussion in the class? Who are these people? There is a fear of failure or of being wrong. They really feel that I will fail. What if I fail? I have a huge expectation from the society, from the family, from my faculty, and what if I fail them? I think we spoke about the imposter syndrome in the last class. Okay. They do not do any independent thinking. They don't even know how to think. They will always say yes to others, like in a group. Okay. They do not have their own independent thinking. They do not take any initiative. They do not come forward. Okay. And there is a lot of dependency on the faculty on every decision. This is also a problem. There's too much dependency on the faculty. This is also a problem. That means somewhere they do not have the confidence on their own decision. Okay. So if you are noticing this, so this is a homework that I'm giving you. Before we do go to the cultural audit, first let's be observant. Let's observe if this 5, or you can add on to this, you can observe if this is happening repeatedly in your class or not. If this is happening, that is, there is something in the culture problem. Kuch hai, something we need to fix. Okay. Next, please. Okay. Now this is, how many of you have noticed that a very high performing student suddenly becoming silent? A student achieves excellent grade in every assessment, yet they rarely speak in the class, never volunteered for leadership role, or avoid any situation that might draw attention to themselves. The student is a very good grade. वो हमेशा अव्वल number आता है, the best grade he gets, but he never participates in anything. He will not speak in the class. He will not volunteer for anything. He will avoid any situation where he needs to come in front and he needs to take initiative. How many of you have seen this?
Yes, I have seen that.
And what do you think is the problem?
Yeah, someone had some physical problem, so got and once
Physical problem is understood, but the person can still participate in the class even if there is a physical problem, right?
yeah, one and another student had some mental problem basically that recently happened in the last semester. Till 3 semester student was very active.
Hmm.
Suddenly she got stuck with her mental health
Hmm.
in the fourth sem, and she scored really less. So whereas in the till third semester she was the topper.
Hmm. Okay, so see, there are two interpretation can happen. One interpretation is that, like you mentioned, there is a mental health. I don't know. Mental health is a accumulation of something. No, ऐसे किसी का mental health खराब नहीं होता है.
Yes,
Something is going on behind the scene. No, that's why the mental health is going bad. Na,
yes, yes.
right? So see, there is one thing that the person himself is an introvert. Possible. Okay.
Hmm.
They just think that, oh, I cannot express myself, but I understand everything.
Yeah,
I understand everything, but I am not a good communicator. I don't know how to talk. I want to keep it with me, but I am very good with my studies. So that is a very personal, individual interpretation. I don't think you can do much about it. We are not here to change an introvert to an extrovert.
Hmm.
They need to go to some other class for that. Okay. But if the student has some point in time was talking, but now he has stopped talking, that means he's not an introvert. That means some shift happened. He doesn't want to take the risk of being wrong, the risk of being judged, the risk of being standed out. He just thinks that, okay, मेरा मतलब क्या है, मेरे मतलब है मेरे ranking से, मेरे numbers से. Okay, so I do not want to get into the trouble. Let me have score the highest marks in every class and become a topper, and I'll get the certificate. I'll move on. Do you think this is also a good attitude?
yeah, obviously.
Right? So, no. So the thing is that if the person is not feeling like opening up, that means something has happened in the culture of the organization, right? Where even if he speaks something wrong, his intellectual is not questioned. See, people who get the highest marks, you know the pressure that they go through. They don't want to lose the position, right? If I'm a rank holder, I come first, second, third, I get the highest marks in the class. So I have built an image of myself in everybody's mind, including the faculty, that I'm the best person and I cannot go wrong because I come our number. So that perception he has got. Now tomorrow, if he asks a wrong question in the class and he is been shut down, saying that तुमने ऐसे क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछ लिया, ये तो बहुत ही स्टूपिड क्वेश्चन है, तुम्हें इसका आंसर नहीं पता, हाउ यू डोंट नो दिस, what happens to that person? His reputation is at stake. Will he ever ask this question?
No.
He will go shut down. वो बोलेगा मेरे को कोई मतलब नहीं है, I am good the way I am not asking any question, let me study, chat GPT से help लो, कहीं से भी help लो, अब मेरा मतलब है to only to get the score, that's it, and let me move on. So this is an indicator that somewhere we are not doing the right thing. Somewhere we are not giving people the space to do experimentation, to talk wrong, to go wrong, to fail. So I was taking a design thinking workshop, I think in February. Okay. In the beginning, nobody was talking in NIT Manipur only. Okay. Sorry. In the beginning, nobody was talking because they thought that they are all telling me all wrong thing. But I've never given them any feedback. I've asked them whatever they want to say, they can say. Whatever they want to experiment, they can experiment. Okay. They kept on doing it for 3 days. And finally, all of them participated. So I actually did nothing. Sorry. I actually just created a culture. I opened up a platform for them where I made them feel very valuable and they can make mistake. I've given them the confidence that make mistake, but at least try. Okay. If we are not doing this knowingly or unknowingly, then we need to look into it. There's something going wrong. Okay, so this is another indicator. Next slide. Okay. So this is actually a little psychological safety point. This is a very research-based concept. Okay. So there is this person in Harvard Business School called Amy Edmondson. Okay. The research was this: a climate where people feel safe to speak, ask question, make mistake, and take risk without the fear of embarrassment and punishment. This is called a psychological safety. All of us as human beings would like to stay in that safety net. The moment this safety net is broken, we shut down. You can use yourself as an example and you will see the same thing has happened with you. So if I apply this in your segment, students learn the best when they know that they can do the experiment. So when I joined as a very higher chief operating officer for one of the logistics company, and the founder CEO called me one day and he just said that I know you have ideas and I know you will fail, but if you have an idea and if you want to fail, just fail fast. And I got very excited. I said, okay, he's giving me a platform to fail. इससे क्या खराब होगा? Nothing will happen. No. I फटाफट started taking up 2-3 prototypes and I started doing work. He would have said, no, don't waste my time. This is gonna be failure. Don't do this. I will never ever open up. Innovation was not even possible in that case. Okay. So please understand, this is their psychological safety. At no cost, violate this as a psychological safety. Next slide. Okay, I think I covered this. Next slide. Okay. So these are the definition of positive culture and negative culture. If your culture is positive, you will see that students feel they're genuinely part of the institutions, which is belongingness. Students have invested themselves in learning and they're participating in the campus life. That is engagement. Students are willing to take risk. They are not dependent on their faculties and their classes only. They have a startup or they want to do some club or they have developed some prototype. They have believed that they can go in a higher position. That is confidence. And students generally, they have the curiosity and the purpose which motivate them. So if these 4 things are happening in your campus, that means your culture is good. You are driving the culture in a proper way. But if you see the students are isolated, there is a lot of fear, they're withdrawing, there are a lot mental wellness ka cases बढ़ रहे हैं. Boss, that means something is going wrong. How much you may say that I am doing everything, I am taking care of my student, I am this, I am that, I understand everything, but something we are doing wrong. Something we are doing wrong, and we should do an audit to see what is it that we are going wrong. You know, this most of the times I have seen, even in the corporate, that we are so confident about our processes, our systems, the people we are, the way we drive the culture and all that. And at the end of the year, we see that we have not even realized that we have done the damage. We were so confident about ourselves, but something we have not addressed well. So all that I'm saying, that even if you think that you are doing everything well, you might be doing everything well, but still something is going wrong. So look for these indicators. if you remain in the right box and not in the left box, that means your culture is still negative. Then we need to dig into it. We need to see more what is happening. Okay. Next slide. Two departments, same student, same curriculum. Two departments within NIT, identical student intake, curriculum सब same है. एक department में क्या है? Questions are discouraged, mistakes are publicly criticized, faculties are largely inaccessible, hierarchy is very rigid and enforced, and there is no recognition and criticism is very frequent. The likely outcome we will see, as I mentioned, silent classroom, surface level learning, high anxiety, low innovation, high dropout. These are the output indicator. If this is happening, that means you have created a fear-based culture. You cannot have a fear-based culture. Even in the corporate, the era has shifted from a command era to an influence era. The leadership style is completely changing in the corporate. I was taking a class in the State Bank of India yesterday, where I was training the head of leadership on leadership skills. Okay, and then also we realized that the entire BFSI has changed from a command era to an influence era. Nobody wants to have your Hitlerian zamana gaya. Okay. Now the department B is showing questions are welcomed and celebrated. Mistakes are framed as learning opportunity. Faculties are approachable and mentor oriented. Students have a voice in their learning. And a lot of effort and growth are regularly recognized. If this is happening, then you are in the right culture, which is the trust-based culture. If you are doing this, then the outcome is there will be active participation, there will be deeper understanding, there will be a lot of resilience, collaboration, and confidence. So where are we today in NIT Manipur? Are we in Department A or are we in Department B? Or every faculty you have different opinion? Are we in a fear-based culture or we are in a trust-based culture in NIT?
Madam, this is Anil Kumar, madam, from NIT Manipur. Madam, ours is not fear-based, madam. Ours is now I'm not telling her fully fear-based or fully friendship. Fully friendship, madam. But it's a moderate that things are going on as far as I take the class. So because the students will take so much of opportunity and mischievous things when we are not when we are not in fear. Okay, when we make them as a role models, that will be much more impacted, madam. I tried both the things, madam. Sandwich type is appreciable, madam.
Okay. So if you are a fear-based, if you're not a fear-based, you are a trust-based. So do you see active participation? Do you see a lot of collaboration? Do you see your people are confident enough to talk about their experiments and all in the class?
Yes, madam. Yeah, madam. The point it is very yes, madam. Without fear-based, the students are coming with so much of innovative thoughts that I tested, madam. That I tested.
Okay.
Was-
Okay. So my only submission here is that if you think you are a trust-based culture, but there is a silent classroom, there is low innovation, attendance is going down, people are dropping out, then then what you think and what is happening, there is a gap. Okay, so watch out for the outcome. If the outcome is aligned with the culture, that means the culture is proper. Otherwise, there is a gap. Okay, so thank you for sharing. The next slide.
Thank you, madam.
So, okay, Romji sir, where in the class?
Yeah.
He's not there. Sir, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
there, ma'am.
So this is conducting a cultural audit. Okay. So you can actually create a assessment sheet, and we can do a study. Actually, what we think, is that true or not? Okay. I see a mixed opinion here within the faculty, that some people really think that we are trust based. Maybe we are accepting. Some of us are fear based. Maybe we do not understand. We think it is trust based, but it is fear based. Or maybe we are somewhere in between, hybrid. I don't know. Okay. I'm saying at a score of 1, which is very low, to the score of 10, which is very high. We can do a audit on this 6 parameters. First is the trust. Do student and staff trust each other and the institution to act fairly and transparently? Now, my suggestion is that you will not ask this question, because if you ask this question, everybody will say yes. Okay. So to get this answer, there is a different way of indirectly asking, which will give you the same yield of this question. Because this is a very open, closed-ended question, and nobody will. If you circulate this to the student, they're very smart. They will also know they don't want to talk the truth. Okay. So we will frame the question in a way that we will get the same answer, but where they will open up. But it is important to know that if they trust each other fairly and transparently. The second bucket is the inclusion. Do all students, regardless of their background, they feel that equally treated, valued, and their visibility is same? Okay. Number 3 is the openness. If I ask a question, if I have a new idea, is it welcome in the environment? And when I say environment, it is not only in the class. I want to go and discuss with somebody who I like, who I think can be my mentor. Students, na, they choose people. He or he may not be the teacher. He might be somebody that he likes in the campus. All of the students, they have one person, their go-to person. Okay. Now I have an idea. I want to go and tell that person, and that person said, "Why are you coming and telling me? What will I do with it? You go and talk to your faculty." I shut down. Rather, if that person says, "Oh, that's a great idea, but let's discuss. Okay, let's first discuss, and then let's go to your faculty, and 3 of us will sit together, and we will see if there is some merit." There's a difference between the two. Are we doing that? The fourth question is the collaboration. Are we working in partnership, or I just come in the class, I give them project, I dictate, I command, and I go? Like when I do design thinking workshop, I don't know how many of you have observed me. I do not leave the students with their projects. I become a part of it. I sit with them. I teach them how to go from a prototype to a testing. I teach them how to phrase. Every phase I am with them, I'm hand-holding with them. Okay, they feel very confident and comfortable to come to me and to ask me the right question. And I always say that, okay, I'm a part of your team. So that is collaboration. Okay. Students' voice. Do students have a meaningful and respected channel to express their views and concern? What kind of a tools we have to capture students' survey? Now, you might have a student feedback form, but let me tell you, the best of the feedback comes from informal channels. Student feedback form, I don't know how many students really talk the truth. So how many channels are open? Are you using 4 or 5 different channels and gathering students' information in one place to understand? And if they have voiced something, for example, many of the classes and all the time they said the canteen food is pathetic. And they have been voicing it months after months and years after years. Have you done something about it? If you have not done something about it, there will be a time when they will stop talking about it. They will say, okay, kya fayda bol ke? We are not wasting our time. Okay. And the last question is the psychological safety. Can the speak question make mistake without the fear of embarrassment and judgment? Can they do whatever they want to do within the boundaries? Of course, there are rules within the boundaries, but they have the freedom to experiment, to make mistake, to ask questions. Are we creating that culture that we are not embarrassing them with questions? Okay. So, of course, we cannot do this in this class today, because if I ask you today about this, all of you will give me 8 out of 10, because all of us think that we are doing all great, good. Maybe we are, but maybe it's not about something which is doing the right thing. Maybe something we need to change the approach. So, when we actually do a campus across, everybody participate in a cultural audit and do the audit and all that, maybe something will come up which we are not aware of. We will be surprised to see that this is what we thought we are, but this is how the students perceive us. Now tell me, out of 1,000 students, if 800 students tell you that I do not feel inclusive in the system, do you want to debate with me on that? That yeah, I'm doing everything, but I don't know why 80% of the students said they don't feel inclusive. That means something is going wrong. Data cannot be wrong. Maybe you think you are doing the right thing, but there is something different. Maybe that's not the right thing that we are doing. Maybe we need to change the definition of right, wrong. Okay? Is it clear? Any question? Any question? So, Romji sir, we will do this. Of course, you have the PPT with you. I have sent you. And we need to speak questions banaiye, and I will help you on that. That is not a problem.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But we need to do a audit. I think we need to understand what is going on. I think we do not have a good understanding.
Hmm.
Okay. And then we can decide कि हमें करना क्या है.
Maybe, madam, I'll first structure a sort of Excel sheet or a Google sheet.
Uh,
Try to get this.
Excel sheet, first we will structure in Excel sheet.
Hmm.
But while circulating, I don't think Excel sheet works. That time we will circulate the Google sheet.
Mhm.
Okay.
Noted, ma'am.
Okay. So the next slide is the summary of all that last 2 hours we are talking. Next slide. So I think we have covered all the 5 elements that culture building starts with us. So I request all your faculties, I have been going to NIT Manipur for last 1 year, maybe. I started going there last May. Okay. And I have found this like my home. I really like your campus. I like the faculties. I enjoy my time over there. And I know all of you are wonderful people. And I work with all of the faculties there. And I know that you put a lot of effort. You put a lot of your energy. You really care for your students. All is fine. But I think at some point in time, we just need to step back. And we also need to do an assessment of us. There is nothing wrong in it. And we just see that where all can we improve. If everything we are doing okay, then all our metrics should be good, no? If it is not, if there are some areas which are still gray, then I think it's a time for a reflection for us. So do not take it like a negative, but we can just see that, okay, what can we do better? So on these 5 parameters, we will do a cultural audit, and then we will see what will help us. I think in the next class, we also have a conflict management. So where I will give you some tool, but we can only make it live, or we can do some great work once we do the cultural audit. Okay. So I'll close it with this class. Okay. This is the end of the class. Any questions, I would be happy to answer.
Madam, you told that you like our campus very much.
Yes.
In which perspective you like?
I really think that people are very genuine there. They have good intentions.
Yeah.
You have in the sense that you want to do something.
Yeah,
You want
people
to
are
change
not
something.
campus is
That
good.
is something I like.
Means people are good or campus are, or campus is good.
Sir, people make the campus,
Yeah, but
right?
people,
Yeah, people make the campus good, no?
then obviously that's true. People make the campus, but some physical infrastructure should be there, no? Yeah, nice, nice. Thank you that you like us. And
No, no, I know you, all of you know that I like you.
yeah,
Even
thank
I like your students, they like me too. Hmm. Okay. So, uh, so we will end this here if there is no other questions.
Requesting any other faculty, teaching staff, non-teaching, any other queries? So I think, so ma'am, as you said, it's a half silent classroom.
Ah, like, see,
The afternoon session, let's try to break that ice.
I questioned this only. So why we are in a silent classroom?
We'll try to break that ice in the afternoon session. Okay, ma'am. So since it is time now, I thank you again, once again, for the very rejuvenating session on institutional culture values. So outcome, I feel one is a silent classroom, the case study, then some uh, uh, say students should learn from everything: formal curriculum, informal curriculum, hidden curriculum, those aspects. Then that iceberg figure. Then importantly, we should come out with a Excel sheet for having some sort of collecting database for culture audit. So that will be, let us work towards that jointly. And thank you once again, all the faculty, participants, non-teaching staff, and those who are here to make this program again more uh, interesting. Once again, I thank ma'am, Dr. Snigdha Majumder, for giving, besides a very busy schedule, to come up for this particular session. And once again, we'll see her in the session in the afternoon, starting at 1:30 p.m.
Huh.
Thank you once again, madam.
So I have a evening flight and I have to close the class at 4, come what may, okay?
Yes, yes,
So
ma'am.
please do not get late.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will start exactly at 1:30. I'll be here. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now, actually, now we don't have a, so I will announce to the one. Just wait, Madi, Mutaki, don't have a look about. One such announcement is that actually this second session, now starting at 11, was supposed to be taken by Dr. Sudipto Bhattacharya, but as he's the principal of that particular beautiful school of mines now, uh, he just conveyed that yesterday evening that they've got a finance committee meeting scheduled from 11:30 onwards till 12:30 or 1 p.m. So that is why he will be taking that slot in the session after afternoon slot after Madam Snigdha takes finishes the complete slot at 3:30 p.m. or 4 p.m. There is an announcement, so we won't have a session from 11 a.m. to this 1 p.m. slot will be empty. So the session will be taken in the afternoon. So till then, we hope to see you back by before 1:30 p.m. In the same with the same link, the same in the same hall. Thank you all.